Something in you stopped making sense to itself, not dramatically, not with a breakdown or a revelation, just one morning, the thing you were building, the role you were playing, the version of you that showed up every day and did what was expected, it started to feel like a borrowed coat, warm enough, but not yours. In 1935, Simone Weil left her prestigious teaching position in Le Puy, the one she had earned, the one everyone approved of, and went to work on a factory floor. She wanted to remember what it felt like to live close to necessity, to stop performing a life and find the one that was hers. She didn't know where she was going. She just knew she had drifted too far from something she couldn't name. You know this feeling. Distance can look like growth. Busyness can look like purpose. Success can look like proof that you are going somewhere. But some nights, after everything is done, a strange question returns. Not loud, not dramatic, just honest. Why does the life you built feel so far from the life that once called you? The Atlantic salmon does not ask this question. It is born in a river, a specific bend in that river, a specific pool of gravel and cold water that exists nowhere else on Earth. It spends its first years there. Then it leaves, travels thousands of kilometers to the open North Atlantic. It feeds, it grows, it survives in waters so vast and so featureless that no map could possibly help it. And then, after 2, sometimes 3 years at sea, it turns around. It returns to the exact river where it was born, not the region, not the watershed, the river, the bend, the gravel pool. Scientists believe it navigates by Earth's magnetic field across the open ocean, then switches to olfactory memory, the precise chemical signature of home as it enters fresh water. 1 drop of its birth water among 8 million gallons of sea. An internal compass that remembers what no mind could consciously hold. It did not develop this architecture by accident. A system this precise demands intentional design. What does it know about returning that you've been arguing yourself out of? Lesson 1. Distance is not direction. The salmon does not confuse movement with meaning. It crosses an entire ocean, thousands of miles of open water, predators and current, and none of that movement becomes its purpose. The ocean makes the salmon bigger. The river tells it why. You can become more capable while becoming less yourself. A bigger platform, a louder life, a longer resume. Growth is not sacred because it takes you far. Growth is sacred only when it gives you the strength to return to what matters. The question is not how far you've gone. The question is sharper. What did distance teach you to protect? Lesson 2. Memory is not nostalgia. The salmon does not return because it misses the past. It returns because the past contains coordinates. Nostalgia wants to live again what is already gone. Memory wants to recover what should never have been abandoned. The salmon's olfactory imprint is not sentiment, it is navigation. It does not yearn for the river. It follows the river's signal through the chemical noise of 8 million gallons of seawater. Lao Tzu wrote, 25 centuries ago, that returning is the movement of the way. He was not describing regression. He was describing the most precise form of orientation, the kind that does not require a map, because the destination is already written inside you. Maybe the thing you call emptiness is not emptiness at all. Maybe it is the smell of the river under the concrete of your life, a signal, a trace, a quiet pull toward what was true before the world taught you to perform. What if your longing is not weakness? What if it is navigation? Lesson 3. Going back is not regression. You keep calling it a risk, going back to what matters. As if returning were the dangerous move, the salmon leaps into the teeth of a 5-foot waterfall, hits a jagged rock, splits its gill open, and falls back into the foam. It rests for 4 seconds, then it leaps again. It does not look for a lower ledge. It does not complain about the injustice of gravity. It uses the very energy of the downward vortex to launch its broken body upward. The injury isn't a detour. It's the cost of admission. You already knew the return would cost you. That's not what stops you. The risk was always staying at sea. So is the risk. Lesson 4. The predator at the gate. At the highest rapids, the grizzlies are waiting. They do not hunt the salmon. They simply open their jaws at the apex of the waterfall and let the fish jump directly into their teeth. The salmon does not negotiate with the bear. It leaps anyway, knowing that some will be caught so that the river can be conquered. Death at the mouth of the source is better than survival in the safety of the shallow mud. Lesson 5. The return is not only about you. When the salmon finally reaches the exact pool of its birth, it is a ghost. Its fins are frayed white, its eyes are clouding over, and its flesh is bruised and peeling. It has lost its beauty, its speed, and its youth, but it is exactly where it belongs. It releases its life into the gravel, buries the future under 3 inches of stone, and lets the current carry its empty body downstream. But if you look closer, the forest around that stream is taller than anywhere else. The nitrogen from the salmon's decaying body enters the roots of the ancient Douglas firs, feeding the entire ecosystem. The fish became the mountain. The salmon did not return to survive. It returned to finish. It never worked for you to see it. Neither should you. You want proof before devotion, results before sacrifice. The salmon receives no promise, it gives itself anyway, because the deepest things in life are rarely efficient, but efficiency is a poor god. It gives speed, it does not give meaning. The river remembers what the ocean forgets. So do you. Look at the salmon rotting in the shallows of the mountain creek. It looks like a tragedy. It looks like absolute failure. But the nitrogen from its body is already inside the roots of the trees above. The eagles carried pieces of it to nests 15 kilometers away. The forest grew taller because a fish decided to go home. You have been running for years, terrified of losing your status, your comfort, your momentum. You think that turning around and going back to the things that truly matter, your family, your silence, your craft, your faith, your health, the version of you that existed before the world gave you permission to forget. You think that turning around is surrender. The salmon shows you the opposite. The only surrender is staying at sea. The only defeat is surviving in water that was never yours. The body at the gravel pool is not a tragedy. It is a completed architecture. You were not designed to drift. You were designed to return. The current moves, the gravel settles. The eggs rest beneath the stone in water that has carried 1,000 generations home. Nothing announces itself. Nothing needs to. The river does not applaud the salmon. It just keeps carrying it. If this reached you, the kind of reaching that doesn't ask for applause, just recognition, then you already know what the river sounds like under the noise. Subscribe, not for the algorithm, because you decided to stop drifting,